This is the San Diego Sports Junkies, a show for fans by the fans, with Josh Taylor, Justin Smead, and Jason Eidsmoe. We're talking Padres, Chargers, and Aztec sports.
Got to hit it to the right place. And he hits it out to center. Right center. Blackman's got a long way to go. He's still going.
Off the wall.
And it is off the wall. It takes a funny hop. Kemp is rounding second. He's heading to third. And Matt Kemp into third base with a triple and the first cycle in the history of the San Diego Padres.
He will hand it off. Tomlinson plows his way towards the goal line. LaDainian Tomlinson, one step closer to football immortality. Tomlinson has tied the single-season record. And the handoff to Tomlinson. Left side, and he will gallop into the end zone. Charger fans are witnesses to history.
Pope thought about it. Now steps up. And the freshman hits the jumper at the buzzer.
Well, this kid is some prospect. Big time length, big time game.
Pope straight away three. Count it. Malik Pope. Pope. Off classic good. On the other end, Joel doesn't miss that one. Shepard alley-oop to Pope. He got up there. Oh, wow.
It's time to let your voice be heard.
Good morning. It's Sunday. It's 9 o'clock. That means, of course, it's time for the San Diego Sports Junkies Chargers pregame show. I'm Jason Eidsmoe in the studio here. We got Justin Smead along here via Skype. How's it going, Justin?
Good, buddy. How are you?
And we got David Drogemeyer along via Skype from his home. How's it going there, David?
Hey, doing great, man. Thank you. Getting ready for another great football game.
Yes. Is it me or does it seem like we just did this 2 weeks ago against the Broncos?
It's deja vu, right?
Yes. It's
Denver again.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of playing the same, you got to play the Broncos twice, and I understand that. And, some people will say, what does it matter if you play them in 3 weeks or 8 weeks apart? But,
sure.
I would be a bigger fan if they spread it out just a little bit. We did play them 2 weeks ago. The Chargers ended up winning 21-13. In a game that really wasn't that close, the Broncos got 10 late points. A few things went wrong. That was when the Chargers were still doing their best to give games back to other teams,
right.
and they tried a little bit that game. But we have the 3-4 Chargers against the 5-2 division-leading Broncos, and it's going to be really interesting today because it's a huge game for the Chargers. Chargers have an opportunity to get back to 500, something that 3 weeks ago we were a little nervous might never happen this year. Broncos, they did lose 2 in a row. One of them was to us, of course. They're trying to hold on to their spot at the top of the division. Big game. Who do you think the game is? Of course, we're Charger fans. We always think the game is more important to us, but maybe who should be coming into this game more nervous, David, the Chargers or the Broncos?
Oh, if it's me, it's the Broncos all day long. I would be terrified to play this Chargers team, especially with the way the pass rush is working, the way the offense is moving up and down the field. Let's face it, guys. The Chargers are a few corrected mistakes away from a 7-0 season, and I know it hindsight's 20/20 and all, but right now, I think the Chargers are one of the scariest teams in football.
Justin, I agree with you, David, by the way, on that, especially on the 7-0 thing. Justin, who should be a little bit more nervous about this game? The Chargers playing the Broncos, just played them a couple weeks ago, or the Broncos, who look like they might be coming back down to earth a little bit?
Well, I have to agree with David. I piggyback off what he said. The Chargers are one of the scariest teams in football right now. Just the way they're playing, they could easily be 7-0. Look at the games they've lost. We all know that as Charger fans. We're not going to sit here and debate about it. They didn't win those games, but could have. But they got the big Mo on their side right now. They have a lot of momentum and confidence going into a lot of these games. The way they're playing, and the attitude and the approach they're taking to each and every game. It's a different attitude than what you saw last year. They had 4 wins total last year, and they've already got 3 this year. Very, very good to see, and I like the confidence going into today's game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, on the injury front here, Chargers have, it's been the the problem all season long. On the offensive side of the ball, Travis Benjamin is still fighting the knee. He's listed as questionable. I'm assuming he's going to play. I don't see why he wouldn't. Tyrell Williams, he's got the knee. He's listed as questionable. Once again, I see him coming out there and playing.
We got to remember, too, guys, just not to cut you off, Jay, but questionable, they took probable away.
I know.
So, when you say questionable, a lot of these guys are pretty good to go. And I think all these guys will play today, but who knows, like sparingly, maybe Benjamin doesn't get as much snaps as he normally would in a normal day. But I think they all play, but we have to take that into account, too. Questionable is kind of like the new probable.
I know.
I
know. I don't like it at all.
It just sounds bad, right? Questionable.
Yeah, and Hunter Henry was in the concussion protocol. He's listed as questionable. He was a full participation in practice, the last practice.
Yeah, he should be fine.
He's going to go.
Right? Okay.
He's going to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's going to torch Denver again. Watch this.
Defensive side of the ball. Yeah, I hope so. Defensive side of the ball. A couple things. I do have a feeling that we're going to be seeing Denzel Perriman on the injury report pretty much for the rest of the season. It looks like it's just going to be something that's going to linger all year. He's listed as questionable with his shoulder. My guess is he's going to be in there at least to start the game. We'll see what happens. Go for it, Justin.
Well, he made a comment after the game, and he knew initially, and this will be a recurring theme every week, once he took a hit on that shoulder at the beginning of the game, he knew it was going to be a long day for him because of the way he got jolted. And we saw how many times he went out of the game. He's a stud. He's a trooper. But this is going to be a lingering issue for him all year. And I guess it depends early on if he's going to get banged up or not, if he wants to make those types of plays and hurt his shoulder. I mean, it's going to be bad for him.
I agree with you. I think it just depends on how the game goes and what kind of hits he gets. Jerry Atauchu is out. Love the guy. I hate to see this, but, not really. He's been out most of the year. Even when he's been in, he's been out.
Right.
Yeah.
Josh Perry looks like he's going to be in. He's going to be back. I'll have something to say about him later on in the show. Craig Mager, concussion. My boy Craig Mager, he's going to be out. Brandon Flowers is in. He's been through the concussion protocol. Hopefully, he'll have, as they say in soccer, hopefully his fitness will be there because he's been out for a few weeks. You got to think when you're in the concussion protocol, you're still able to do some cardio things,
conditioning.
So, some conditioning. So
no offense, Jason, but I'll take Brandon Flowers over Craig Mager all day of the week and twice on Sunday.
I would too. I agree.
Especially the way he started the year.
Yeah, you're right.
He's been very solid this year.
Jaleel Adai is doubtful with the shoulder. My guess is he's not going to play. I don't think he's quite ready to come back yet.
Nah, he ain't coming.
The human can't ball.
Yeah, exactly. Moving over to Denver side of the game, Matt Paredes, their center, he's questionable with the hip. He did not participate in practice. I'm hoping he's out, to be honest with you. What do you think, Justin?
I love that because you take away C.J. Anderson, which is one of the best pickup blocking running backs in the league, and you take away a rookie center as well. You're going to be without a couple guys that are screaming out protections, helping you chip block, whatever it is. It's a huge loss for them, and I don't think he plays today.
That's awesome. Now, defensive side of the ball, DeMarcus Ware's listed questionable with the forearm break. It looks like he's coming back. What do you think, David?
I don't know, man. I don't quite see it this week. It's a real game time decision. Since he's coming off of surgery, I don't think they want to really mess around with it. He's an older veteran. His body doesn't heal quite as fast as some of those young guns. So I think the Denver Broncos are going to err on the side of caution, and they're going to sit DeMarcus Ware today.
Oh, I sure hope you're right. I have a feeling that he's going to play. So that's where we'll differ. We're going to find out, though. I hope
we'll
you're
see.
right. I'm rooting. I'm on Team David on that. Brandon Marshall, questionable with the hamstring. Interesting with him.
That's a huge one.
I hope he does not play. I just remember it seems like I'm not a Denver Broncos fan. I don't watch all their games, but boy, it sure seems like he has good games when he plays against us.
He's a good player.
Yeah. I remember a few years ago where we tried to run about 15 screens in one day, and I think he blew all 15 of them up. So let's hope that at least, I was almost thinking before the show today with him being questionable with the hamstring, I almost hope he tries to go a little bit, and it kind of limits what he can do. Aqib Talib is questionable with the back. That's another guy that's
a huge one.
I would love to see him out. I have a feeling he's going to play. Justin, what's your opinion? You think he's going to be in there?
I think he'll play. It's just like the Travis Benjamin thing. Who knows how many snaps these guys get, but limited. I guess if you're going to play, though, play. Don't half-ass. Don't take plays off. Talib's a tough player, so I think we'll see him.
Yeah.
See, but the thing I've been reading is Aqib Talib and Brandon Marshall are true game time decisions. Like they're going to have to go out there and warm up, and they're going to have to prove to their doctors and coaches that they are good to go.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting, but it is kind of nice to see a team with some major guys that are they're kind of fighting a little bit of the injury thing, because it seems like that's something that we're doing all the time. I don't
think it's going to matter.
I know. I hope you're right. I know.
I really don't.
I know that you do have something to do, David, and you are limited in time. How much time do you have left this morning?
I got another 20 minutes or so.
Awesome, great. Okay, then what I'm going to do real quickly is I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to come back on the other side. We're going to talk about what the Chargers need to do when they have the ball on offense. We'll be back on the other side, guys.
Calling all podcasters. Have you ever wanted your voice to be heard? Do you need help expanding your audience? Are you curious just how far your show could reach? Well, look no further. We are New Media Radio Network, the premier podcast streaming network. Let us take your show to the next level. For more information, check out our website, www.newmediaradio.net.
Cali Comfort Barbecue in Spring Valley was built for West Coast Sunday morning football and fight night. Cali Comfort Barbecue has quickly become San Diego's slow smoke barbecue sports entertainment destination. Full service catering available for all your tailgating needs. CaliComfortSD.com.
All right, we're back. Sorry to those of you. I cut my favorite Charger song off a little bit before going into the break, and I'm sorry about that. We'll play it a little bit over what we're talking here, just so we get a little bit more of it in there. Chargers on offense. Broncos defense is what they're known for. The Broncos defense is what's going to carry them through this season and what's been carrying them through this season. So very, very important for the Chargers to have some offensive success. Want to give us a quick overview, David, what you think Chargers offense versus Denver's defense before we get into specifics?
Well, I mean, I hate to go back to this, but I mean, looking back at the Thursday night game, I mean, they spread it out in the first half, and they were extremely successful with that form of offense. So, I mean, it's only a couple weeks ago, so I mean, you can't imagine that they've corrected all those mistakes. So, hey, go and spread it out again and get them stretched out, get them tired. Keep the ball on long drives and wear that defense out, because honestly, I don't think that Denver offense is going to do anything today.
You agree, Justin? What do you think overall Denver's defense versus our offense?
They're not the same defense they were last year, and we all know that. We could tell by the first meeting we had with them. They are strong still, don't get me wrong. They're a very talented bunch. They have good players. What I'm trying to get at is they're just not the same team. They're not the world champs that we saw last year, dominating every single snap. Didn't let teams even come up for air. It was bad. This year, different story. Injuries, free agents have left. I think, like David said, time control, ball control, Melvin Gordon, keep them on the field, tire them out, and I think the Chargers have a great shot at winning today.
From not looking at stats and just kind of using the eyeball test, you can tell they're not as good as they were last year, and they're frustrated about it too.
They are.
Look at them every time something happens. Look at them looking around. But I mentioned it after the show last week. They play like a bunch of pussy-ass bitches, asking for calls on every single play.
They're looking for the hanky every time, man.
It is so frustrating watching that, and I hope that the referees don't fall for that. Offensive keys to the game. I have a couple things that I wanted to point out, and my first one was Matt Slauson versus Sylvester Williams. I'm assuming that DeMarco Ware is coming back, and if Ware is going to be in there and Miller is going to be on the other side, Slauson needs to handle his shit in the middle, because we're going to be having to do a lot of helping on the outside. We're going to have to be doing a lot of chipping on the outside. The last thing that our running back has to be worrying about is pressure up the middle. He needs to be worrying about pressure on the outside. Slauson versus Sylvester Williams. Justin, do you see that as an advantage for us, or are you worried about it?
I'm not worried about that matchup at all. When you got a guy like Matt Slauson, and this is one of the great things that we can talk about now because we actually have a true center in this league that's a tough man. He embodies what you want in a center. So I'm not worried about that matchup. I'm more concerned about Joe Barksdale eating his Wheaties this morning. I hope he's having a good pregame meal. I hope he got his rest because, like you said, DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller will wear you out, and I hope he's ready to bring it today. I really do. I hope he's game ready.
What's your thoughts on the offensive line, David?
Well, to parlay off of what Justin said, to be honest, Slauson is the person on the offensive line that I have the least worries about.
Okay.
I mean, he's a mauler. This guy's a beast. He can hold his own. I mean, he's shown that through the first 7 games of the season. I don't know if he's given up a sack or not. I mean, seems like he's been really solid in both facets of his game. So he's the guy on the offensive line I have the least amount of worries about. It's got to be Joe Barksdale for me. I'm a little scared. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has a bad day every once in a while. Hopefully, he just lets that go. He had a good week of practice, gets into it mentally, and he handles his shit today against whoever he's blocking. I'm not really worried about King Dunlap. I like what I've seen from King Dunlap, but I am worried about the guard play. The guards need to pick their shit up. Orlando Franklin and DJ Fluker have been weak so far this year. They have been the weakest spots on the offensive line, and they need to get that aggression and bring it back today against Denver.
You know, what's funny is I saw it on Twitter, and sometimes somebody will point some out that you haven't noticed, and he said, as big and as strong and as aggressive as DJ Fluker is, he spends a lot of time on the ground. You see him rolling around on the ground a lot. So, and I'm a huge fan. Don't get me wrong.
I love the kid's spirit.
Yeah.
I love his attitude, but he needs to bring that aggression that he played with the first year in the league back.
Yeah.
Today.
Maybe get that confidence after the position swap. It's time to have that. Go ahead, Justin.
I don't, and we've talked about this. He's not having a bad year, but I do agree with you. He does. He seems like he's on roller skates at times, but we don't call him out because he's playing solid offensive line. He's not doing anything exceptional.
Right.
He's not.
But he needs to be exceptional, like David's alluding to. Like
he's not playing first-round draft pick play.
Yeah, and you're right.
I feel like he's better. He's better than what he's playing right now. I need to see a better version of DJ Fluker.
When you're a top pick out of Alabama, I just want to see more out of him. I think the aggression's there. I think somebody needs to fire him up, like piss him off, kick his dog. Yeah. I mean, not literally, but you know what I mean? Piss him off so bad that you want to anger and get after it a little more. I just think the aggressiveness needs to come into play.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a 15-yard body slam penalty out of him today.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, that's fine. If that gets him fired up and gets him unleashed that incredible Hulk status, then do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Sticking with the O-line, my next key is the something that they've had a lot of success in this winning streak here. The O-line needs to give Rivers time for these crossing patterns to develop. That's when our offense is really, really moving the ball. When the wide receivers have enough time to go all the way through the linebackers and everything. Go, Justin.
Yeah, and just want to, because I'm so happy you brought this up. This is what a healthy line does for you. Last year, these plays didn't quite develop as much as they should have. Phillip was under duress, obviously for good reason. He had fifth-string backups playing, and it was terrible. But this year, knock on wood, our line is healthy, and it's
playing in consecutive games, baby.
Exactly, it's so crazy, right? And we all can just appreciate that because nobody knows what it's like to be a Charger fan and have to see what our line has gone through the last 2-3 years. And these plays develop now because Phillip has a better pocket. Pocket presence has always been Phillip's main cog. He's been so good in the pocket. You just have to give him more time. And look what he's doing with Tyrell Williams on pace for 1,200 yards. Travis Benjamin underneath, getting these little cutout routes. He can get down the sideline. It's so nice to see these plays develop now.
Go for it, David.
I think those plays need to be set up though properly. That style of offense needs to be set up with quick passes, early runs, success running the ball early.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna make them back off.
Yep.
Then you can start picking them apart.
Yeah.
So it's got to be set up properly.
I agree with you. And I like what you said about the pocket, Justin. That's going to bring me back to the Slauson versus Sylvester Williams. And I didn't bring that up because I'm worried about it. I just think that it's a key.
Sure,
he needs to have
definitely.
a pocket to step up into, which he didn't have last year. And that's the problem. These edge guys get around and they run right into him because he can't step up. Slauson needs to give him that room, and the guards too, that room to step up. And if he can do that, it's good night, because these linebackers are now worrying about those, and Gordon can get some yards, because that's another thing for the running game is if we can give him time to pick them apart in the passing game, this running game is we almost got a pass to set up the run, I think, today.
Yes.
Going on with keeping those linebackers busy, our tight ends and our running backs need to be involved in the passing game, especially if Brandon Marshall is either out or hurt today. These guys need to keep these linebackers busy. I think that when our guys are healthy and they're playing the game the way that they should, we have the advantage here. And I wouldn't mind seeing Gates, catch a 15 or 20-yard pass. It's been great on 3rd and 2 watching him catch a 2-yard pass and fall down, which is fine. But let's see some other stuff out of Gates today. What do you think, David?
Vintage.
Well, the good thing about what I've seen from Antonio Gates the past few games, it looks like he's gotten a little bit better. He's a little bit quicker. Seems like he's starting to get a little bit more involved. I think that may be coming with him feeling a little bit better, him feeling a little more healthy. I think he's been better the last couple of games, and I feel like today could be a good opportunity for him to shine a little bit. Bring back the old Antonio Gates. Give him some chances today. Give him some chances to make some plays and watch the old man work.
Yeah. What do you think, tight ends and running backs, Justin?
For me, it's the advantage we have, and you have to exploit that. You have Hunter Henry and Antonio Gates. I mean, what better matchup on the field is there? And I'm not even talking Tyrell Williams is probably better than most wide receivers in this league too. He's great, but tight end specifically, double tight end set, go to Gates early, make them think Gates is going to be a focal point in this game, and then unleash Hunter Henry down in the seams, down the seams where Phillip picked him apart in the first game. He wore them out, linebackers. It was a mismatch all day. Go to Hunter Henry, get these guys involved. I agree.
My last point I want to make is field position. We're not going to score. Go ahead.
Hey, sorry, Jason. Before you jump in, just real quick.
Sure.
I'd love to see more of Melvin Gordon in the passing game too.
Yes.
He had over 50 yards receiving against the Falcons. They're not paying attention to him, so please use Melvin Gordon in the passing game too.
Good point. He's been misused, I think.
One thing I like about him in the passing game is one thing we've noticed this year is the first guy. Even if the first guy brings him down, he's falling forward for 3 or 4 more yards. He's not just falling backwards or falling to the side. He's getting that extra yard. He's fighting for extra yards. He's getting that confidence back while still being able to hold on to that football, and that's important. My last point: field position. And we're not going to score on every drive. We all understand that as much as we'd like to, but I don't want any 3 and outs when we're deep in our own territory. Punting is okay, but let's make them drive the ball the length of the field, and this is what I put on our offense. Get me a couple first downs every series. Get to the 30 or the 40. None of this punting it from our own 10 bullshit, because it's been a little bit more solid, the punting game, but it's still shaky. I still don't have my confidence in our punting game yet. I want to have the ball around the 50 every time I'm punting the ball, and we need to make them earn their points, and that falls on the offense. Justin, you agree?
Same thing. I totally agree with you. I think, and it's like we always say, prove it to me. Like let's do it for real this time. Let's get Drew Kaiser, if he's gonna punt, pin him back. Go Mike Cyphers on their ass. Get them pinned deep inside the 10. Make them have to go the length of the field, because I certainly don't have any trust if I was a Broncos fan and Trevor Siemian leading my team down the field. He's okay. He's serviceable, but he's not a premier quarterback in this league, guys. So let's not mistake that. If you make this kid go the length of the field, way better opportunity for the Chargers.
David, you look like you disagree a tiny bit with me. Do you have confidence in the punting game now? Is your confidence back, or are you still a little bit worried?
I don't know, man. The past couple of games feels like we're seeing the real Drew Kaiser. I feel like the kid has revived his game. Seems like he's on point. He's getting good, consistent punts. Now, I mean, obviously you want to see that continue, but I don't know, man. The last several punts have been really solid for me, so I'm feeling much better in that area of the punt game. But the return game needs to get better, and it needs to get better now. Yep. If that means Dexter McCluster returning punts and kicks, or Dexter McCluster returning punts, and
he needs to do something because he's not doing anything in the offensive game. So get him out there.
Right.
Yeah,
and Isaiah Burse, I'd like to see him in the kickoff return game. Something solid. I feel like those two guys are going to go up and at least catch the ball and try to make a play. And they're not going to be stupid with their decisions. At least they haven't showed us that they will be. So I want to see improvements in there. And as far as field position is concerned, absolutely 100% agree with you guys. I feel like when you take the Broncos offense and the Chargers defense, it's advantage Chargers. So make them drive it. I don't think they can, and make Simeon's life a living hell today.
Yeah, I agree completely. And you know, the field position game has been so important for us. When our defense has given up points, it's because the field position has been good for the other team. We're going to take a quick break. We are going to come back on the other side. We're going to talk about keys for the Chargers on defense. We'll be right back, man.
The West Coast is back, better respect the name. It's the San Diego Chargers, feel the lightning bang. Kill the hype, we reign, SP running this game. This is 619 straight, born and raised. This ain't no fad or phase, this is Cali for life. We gon' rally tonight, so pump your fist till you get it right.
Business project that is due. Maybe you need business cards to help your business stand out. We at San Diego Sports Junkies got you covered. SK Digital Imaging can do it all. Give our buddy Sean K a call, 858-408-0732. SK Digital Imaging, from business cards to the bigger projects. SK Digital Imaging and our buddy Sean K will get your printing done right.
Okay, we are back. We are ready to talk about the Chargers when the Broncos have the ball, what the Chargers defense needs to do. It's going to be really interesting because last time that we played against them, Trevor Siemian threw the ball 50 times. I know he was 30 for 50. A lot of that came at the end, but 50 times is advantage Chargers, I think, them throwing the ball that many times. And I really think that the first key to the defense is make Siemian throw the ball, but not only that, keep him in the pocket. Not that he's a huge running threat, but when a quarterback is starting to struggle a little bit, that's when the good ones start making up the difference on 3rd and 2. They start to scramble around. Don't let him do that. Don't let him move around. Make him stay in the pocket. Make him find his receivers and make him throw and beat us. David, you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Broncos are going to try to run the ball a lot today. I feel like Devontae Booker is going to get fed all game long, so I feel like it's got to be stop the run. Like I sent out a tweet a couple of days ago, stop the run, make Siemian beat you, and I don't think he can. So basically, if we get him getting the Broncos throwing the ball more than they're running, that's advantage us all day, because I feel like our pass rush has been on fire the last couple of weeks, and they're going to beat this Denver offensive line like a drum.
Yeah, I agree. Justin?
Yeah, same thing. If you force this kid to be uncomfortable like any rookie quarterback, we're gonna have success, guys. I mean, it's simple. This league is quarterback driven. We all know that. Their defense have taken a step back. Offense doesn't seem like it's always on the same page. It adds up to the Chargers having a good day. They have to make a statement early on in this game that they're not going anywhere. The Chargers need to go down the field and score the football and just tell them that we're not effing around here. This isn't the same old Chargers. We're not a 3-4 team. Stick it down their throat and set the tone for the game. Just make that quarterback uncomfortable all day.
And my next key probably be the last one for David. I think we're running out of time with David, but Josh Perry and Corey Toomer, be ready. Be ready. With Denzel Perryman, we're not sure how long he can go. If he's going to, anytime he could have to come out of the game. You guys need to be ready to get in there and make a play.
I absolutely agree with you. I mean, especially, Denzel's a baller. He's a gamer. He's going to go out there and give it everything he's got. And he's going to try and stay on the field as much as possible. But, hey, man, these guys are human. And one of these days he's going to try to make a hit, and he's going to go down. So, of course, you hate to see that, knock on wood. Hopefully that does not happen. But this is football, guys. This is a violent, ruthless game. So those two gentlemen have to be ready. And honestly, for the first time, I'm happy with our linebacker depth. They've shown that they can play pretty well. So I'm not really that worried, and that is a really good feeling.
And just to touch on that real quick, I like Josh Perry a lot. I think he's going to develop into a really solid linebacker. I think it takes guys different amounts of time. I think this draft class was so solid up and down. I really believe that Josh Perry, once he gets more comfortable in his role, he can be a great depth type linebacker for us. He's smart. He's not as fast as these other guys, but he plays heads up football, and he did at Ohio State. So I just think the time to develop is key for him.
I agree. David, before you go, you want to give us a quick prediction? I know we wait for the last segment, but since you're going, what do you got for us?
What I was going to play it is I'll stay here as long as my coworker is not here. So
okay.
I'll stay for a few more minutes. I'll let you guys know when I have to leave. So let's just keep going until that point.
Awesome. Okay, we got David Andrade in the chat room. He wants to know if we've discussed C.J. Anderson. We did discuss the fact that he's out, and David brought up a good point. Yeah, big loss for them.
Big loss for them.
A co-worker / my boss at work is from Denver. He's a big Denver fan. He actually prefers Devontae Booker. He likes him a lot better.
He's crazy. Unfortunately, he's crazy. Well, because C.J. Anderson, had a huge impact in the pass game, and that's gone now. So he's crazy.
Here's the thing, too, though. We got to remember this. But this has been a 1-2 punch for them all year.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have Devontae Booker take on 80% of the snaps now. How is he going to respond to that workload? That's what I think he's a great back. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sliding him at the slightest. I just think when you put a guy in that position, hey, you're the man now. You're the man. 80% of the snaps are in there it's tough.
Go ahead and pass block.
I don't know if these guys can't always, and you can't always rely on them. C.J. Anderson was a great pass pro back, so that's what you're losing. And I don't know if he can handle that workload. I
like what you said about the 1-2 punch, because that 2 punch is awesome, but it's not as good when that 1 punch isn't there.
Exactly.
And that's a good point. When the 2 punches a lot of times you make a bigger deal and it makes a bigger impact, but it only works if you get that first punch in there, and they're losing that.
Yes.
Darius Philon needs to make a presence today. He's been out of the. He
needs a name tag.
Yeah, he's been. I was a big fan of his. I always like him, and for some reason he was, when Bosa came back and Square came back, he kind of was kind of shuffled out. But now that Kyron Reed is injured, Philon is going to be back in there. I want him to be hungry. He has been out for a little while.
Oh, he's got to be
hungry. Do you think that he's going to get in there to David, or do you think he's going to be inactive?
No, he'll be in there for sure. I mean, they need the D-line depth. Like you said, Karan Reed's gone for the year. Chargers.com's put out articles saying that he's probably going to be active on Sunday. He's been a healthy scratch the past couple of games, and I don't know about you, man, but if you're healthy and you're on a team and they're just like, nah, we're good, man, thanks, that's got to piss you off. I mean, that's got to piss you off. You're like, hey, I'm healthy, I can help. And they're like, yeah, but we don't really want your help. If that was me, I'd be fucking livid. Yep. So, yeah, if I'm Darius Philon, I'm coming back today with a vengeance. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to absolutely maul every single play every single time I'm on the field.
Yeah, he was starting at the beginning of the year. Bosa came back, not only took his starting position, but he hasn't been playing. Justin, do you foresee him coming back with a little bit of an attitude today?
Well, David put it best. When somebody doesn't require services and you're good to go, it's a little alarming. But he needs to assert himself into this rotation with Tenny Palpoy. Darius Philon needs to make a name for himself. If he wants to get in a regular rotation every game and be active, he needs to make some plays, guys. And this kid's got so much upside. We've talked about him for a couple of years now with, unfortunately, the injuries. He has the skills. He just needs to play. He needs to get out there and make some plays and make a name for himself.
David in the chat room brings up, he says the Chargers are known for giving first-time backs a name for themselves, and he's right. It seems like it'll be some guy that we've never heard of comes in and has a big game. So moving back to the run stopping, and I want to parrot what David Drogemeyer said, and that's I'm very happy with our linebacking depth. I'm very happy with Jatavis Brown and Denzel Perryman, and I'm really, really excited about what we've seen so far from Corey Toomer. Josh Perry, not so much yet this year, but like Justin said,
he's a rookie.
Yeah, exactly, and he hasn't made the rookie impact we were hoping. But what was he, a 5th-round draft choice? It wasn't like he was coming in here. Fourth-round draft choice.
He just needs time to develop, guys.
Yeah.
He'll be a solid football.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. So but we've gotten a lot out of Corey Toomer for paying a little.
Yes.
We've gotten a lot of return on that.
Don't
a lot of athleticism.
Kyle Emanuel has played solid football this year. Nothing special.
Solid.
Yeah.
But he's been solid. I mean, these guys in this rotation have been pretty stellar this year.
One thing that he's done a good job of, and I hate to say this because it makes me sound like a douchebag, because it makes me sound like I'm a coach and I'm not, but Kyle Emanuel has set the edge really good this year.
Yeah,
I think.
yes,
And that's something that everybody throws out there, making them trying to sound like they know about football. But it is true with him. He really has set the edge good this year, where nobody's getting outside, and just because you don't make the play doesn't mean that you weren't integral in the play being made. And
no question.
And I think that he has stepped up in that sense. He hasn't made the big plays, but he's doing his job. That's why he's getting out there every day, and the linebackers are playing as a group very, very well. My next point is we need to win the turnover battle from the defensive side of the ball. We caused a couple fumbles, which fumbles to me are like freebie turnovers. We've given a lot of freebie turnovers away on our offensive side of the ball. Fumbles are really defensive, are freebie turnovers, and we need to get a few of those. But with Brandon Flowers back, and
yes,
I really want to. I really, really want to get some quick and early turnovers. Justin, you think we can win this turnover battle today?
I think, guys, I feel so good about this game today. I think the defense brings the noise today. I think they just make this kid so uncomfortable today. I think John Pagano's going to, obviously you just played them. You have to change some things up, but he's so good at disguising coverages and blitz packages. That's what John Pagano does, and he has the personnel to do it now. He has it all. And then adding Flowers into the mix just makes you that much stronger with Casey Hayward on the other side. It is so nice to have him back. So, yes, make him uncomfortable and cause those early turnovers.
David, I know you're big on the turnovers. You think we can win this turnover battle this game?
I absolutely do believe that they can win the turnover battle today. I feel like that Denver offense is going to press a little bit today because they know that the Chargers offense is really high-powered and they can score a lot of points in not a lot of time. So I feel like they're going to press a little bit, and that pressing is going to lead to some mistakes. And I think we're definitely going to get some turnovers. Let's look back to the Thursday night game, guys. If the Chargers keep the football and they just cause turnovers and not turn it over themselves, that game's a blowout.
Yeah, absolutely.
Blowout.
That's it. You have to minimize the stupid stuff that's going on the field. Yeah. Drop punts, punts that go 5 yards. I mean, you can't do stuff like this and let teams back in the game. You eliminate these things, and we're routing teams.
Yes.
We're routing them. We're not even having a conversation of, why is it so close? It should have been 21-3 last time we saw them. That's reality, right?
And if the law of averages was a true thing for football, we would not make any more mistakes this year because we've already made all our mistakes for the year.
Yeah,
we got them all out in the first few games. The other thing I want to talk about is the secondary. We did talk about our starters, and we're very, very excited about our 2 starting corners, but I'm still a little bit worried about on the back end. Adrian Phillips, I haven't seen a lot out of him this season. Dwight Lowry, to me, has been a huge disappointment. I was one of the few guys that was kind of excited that he was playing. I've seen him make 1 play this year, I think. Other than that, he's been
okay.
Okay.
He's been okay. He has not been great. He's not been good. He's been okay. He's been serviceable,
Joey
and that is it.
I'll just do this.
Yeah, yeah, and Joey Bosa is going to make the rest of them. And Steve
you're right. He's been okay though. I agree with Jason on this one, just because I've watched him all year. I've made sure that I'm trying to focus on him.
Yeah.
What we lost in Eric Weddle and what we gained.
I know. And trust me, I wanted him to be better than Weddle too.
And look, and I'm not a huge Eric Weddle honk. I think it was time for him to leave.
Yeah.
That was my personal opinion. But I just don't think Dwight Lowry's that great.
Yeah, and Jake Hefner, when we signed him, even said, this isn't the final guy. We're going to get somebody else.
No.
And he was thinking that we were going to get somebody else, and it wasn't. David Andrade in the chat room, he wants to move back to the offensive side of the ball. He had an interesting question. He says, how many trick plays do you think we're going to call today? He says, now, I hate it when people do this. He says, how many trick plays are McCoy going to call? I still think that stuff's on
McCoy doesn't call anything.
And I get mad when everybody says, every time we make a call, they start yelling at McCoy. McCoy's not making the calls. Wisenhunt's making the calls. That's an argument thing for another day. But he's talking about like the play where Travis Benjamin threw a pass, which I loved. I love to see stuff like that. You don't actually have to do a pass from the wide receiver, but maybe some double reverses, something like that.
Yes.
Do you see anything like that today, Justin? I know that you actually called for something like that before last game, and it happened. Do you think that we're going to see anything like that today? Any trick plays?
I think, yes, I think we'll see a couple gadget plays, but I think the quick screens for us is huge. If we can get Travis Benjamin involved early and get those blocks downfield, get him 8-9 yards, it makes second down manageable. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of plays. I loved what they did with that reverse and then the pass back, and he made a great throw on that. And if he would have thrown it just a little sooner, it would have been a perfect play to Tyrell. But no, I think they do bust out a couple today, and they have the talent. They can do these types of plays.
I like that fake handoff on the punt about 4 weeks ago that they did too.
Dude,
that was one of the punt returns we got for actual yardage. David, do you see any gadget plays today?
Well, see, the way I think about gadget plays or special trick plays, those are the type of plays to try to bring the momentum back on your side or to try to spark something on offense. So, honestly, I hope we don't have any trick plays today. I hope we're just rolling and we don't need to use the trick plays to get us back into the game. Now, are they nice every once in a while? Yeah, I know I'm no fun, but I would rather see them march down the field and get in the end zone every single possession.
I totally agree with you. All business, right?
Another thing that happens, though, with those trick plays is when you're rolling and you run one of those and it's successful, it's just so deflating for the other team. They start to think, what else could go wrong? So that'd be kind of nice, too.
I can see that. I can see that frame of mind, too.
So, the last thing I want to talk about before we take a quick break is special teams. They've been just abysmal this year. They've been abysmal for a couple seasons. You brought up Isaiah Burst. I'm not sure he's going to be active today. I know they signed him back to the
yes, well,
to the team. Do you think he's going to be active? And do you think he'll be returning kicks today?
Yes, I absolutely believe he's going to be returning kicks today. Griff Whalen's been terrible. He has no speed. He's made mistakes. So, yeah, why not? I mean, he's going to be active because, honestly, I didn't say this before, but I don't know if Travis Benjamin's going to play today. I really don't believe he's going to play. I feel like he, just from the reports that I've read and everything that I've seen, seems like he's had a little more trouble with the knee than Tyrell Williams has. So if he doesn't play, don't be surprised. And if he doesn't, then that means Isaiah Burst is going to have a much bigger footprint on this game.
Well, I hope that Isaiah Burst kneels down every time he catches the ball. We're in Denver. A lot of those balls are going to probably sail through anyways. But I get so mad with the way our special teams are. They just aren't – for some reason, they're not really playing very well in coverage or returns. Don't take any chances. Take that 25-yard line and we'll take that free 25 yards and go from there. I don't want to see anybody returning it. Now, of course, he returns the ball for 30 or 40 yards. I'll be jumping up and down saying, great job, good call.
Exactly.
You know, because that's how we do things. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to come back with predictions. Hopefully, David will still be with us on the other side. If not, we'll let you know. We'll be right back, guys.
San Diego Superchargers, there's nobody that goes harder. Blue and yellow thunderbolts, we ain't gonna wait much longer. Bringing home the Super Bowl ring to the city. That's our mission, my man, so they gotta give it to me.
Calling all podcasters. Have you ever wanted your voice to be heard? Do you need help expanding your audience? Are you curious just how far your show could reach? Well, look no further. We are New Media Radio Network, the premier podcast streaming network. Let us take your show to the next level. For more information, check out our website, www.newmediaradio.net.
We are the champions, friend. We are the champions.
All right, it is the prediction segment of the show. We're going to call it the Jake T. Hefner prediction segment because we know what a big fan he is of this. You know, I love the predictions. I don't know why. I don't know why I love them because I don't believe that stuff like this has any effect on the game, but I just like doing it, especially when people are against doing it or don't feel comfortable doing it. We're going to start with David just in case if we're going to lose him. David, what's your prediction today for the game? And everybody in the chat room, go ahead and throw up your predictions, and I'll try and read them off.
Chargers win easily, 31-21. I don't think this game's going to be close. Bold prediction for me: the Chargers are going to sack Simeon 6 times today.
Whoa.
So I think they're going to torture him today. I think and I'm telling you this right now, mark my words. If the Chargers beat the Broncos today, they will make the playoffs.
Awesome. I love it.
Throwing it out there.
Yes, I like love that. David's got the Chargers winning 31-21, 10-point win, which it'd be nice to cruise to victory. It would really, really be nice to cruise to victory. Justin, what do you have for a prediction for us today?
Well, I got to go. I made a bet at work with the guys. He just doesn't think that he thinks the Chargers have a good shot at winning, but I told him they'd win by 10 at least, and I really strongly believe that double-digit points today. I think the Chargers win 27-13. I think it's not close. I think the Chargers defense just paralyzes that offense. That offense doesn't scare me, guys. I mean, you have weapons, but look who's throwing them the football. He doesn't make
nobody.
Exactly. He doesn't make reads. He doesn't make reads like Peyton Manning would, or even a Brock Osweiler last year, which was actually pretty solid. So, nothing about them scares me. And at 27-13, Bolts roll.
I love that score. I have the Chargers winning 24-22, but I also have it not being that close. I have Denver getting that last 7 points, back, late in the fourth quarter. My player of the game,
dude, my nails haven't grown back since last week yet. You're making it kind of close there, 24-20. I don't have any nails left to chew, my friend.
It's not going to be that close, though. It's going to be 24-15 with about 2 minutes left in the game, and they're going to get that last. They're going to get that last touchdown.
Sure.
And what's funny is I wrote this down before David talked about Travis Benjamin possibly not playing today, but I have my player of the game being Tyrell Williams. I have him getting a lot of points, a lot of yards, maybe not any touchdowns, but I have him getting some big third down 7, third down and 8 first downs. And this is my bold prediction, and it doesn't sound very bold. It certainly wouldn't have in the past, but with the way things have been going this season, my bold prediction is we're going to get 100 yards receiving out of Antonio Gates today, and we're going to get 2 touchdowns out of Antonio Gates.
Love it. Absolutely love that.
I hope you're wrong because I have Hunter Henry on my fantasy team.
I have Hunter Henry on my fantasy team as well, and I still
got
hope I'm
both
right.
of them.
There you go.
I do too, actually.
I got them both.
I got them both as well. I just think that it's time for Antonio Gates to come out. I think the hamstring. I think he's been playing with that hamstring worse than anybody understands. He's an older guy. Takes a little bit longer to recover from stuff like that. And they didn't treat him like Bosa. With Bosa, they held him out completely and said, "We need to wait till you're completely better." They knew that with Gates, he can still go out and get us those third and short first downs, and he's been playing. So I expect to see him kind of have his breakout game of this year, where everybody can say he's not gone anywhere. He's not dead yet.
Right.
David Andrade in the chat room, he has the Chargers winning 35-28. His bold prediction is Joey Bosa 3 sacks and Tyrell Williams with 2 touchdowns. Oh, I'll tell you what, if Joey Bosa has 3 sacks and Tyrell Williams has 2 touchdowns, we're going to win this game. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. If Joey Bosa has 3 sacks, they just give him the defensive rookie of the year award. Just give it to him.
Yeah, actually, before we go,
just give it to him.
I mean, it's unbelievable missing 4 games, and he's one of the, maybe not the front runner, but one of the top guys to be rookie of the year.
But there's
4 sacks.
The thing is about it, guys, and we can talk all day about how talented he is, but what he's done in this span is you're getting national experts breaking down his film and this and that and the pressures, whatever it is. He's just disruptive. Like
he doesn't care either. He doesn't care about anybody talking about it.
He interviews. He goes, I just want to win. He goes, I want to get to the quarterback, and he said he wants to wreck games. When I hear a player say that, I get goosebumps.
Yes.
He goes, my job is to wreck games, and I'm like, wow, I haven't seen a player like this since the Sean Merriman days, and he was a game wrecker, and this is what Joey Bosa can bring to this football team.
Yep, absolutely. We got the Chargers led by their defense this season, coming in to beat the Broncos. Very, very exciting going there. They need to come out. They need to play tough. They need to be strong. They need to be fearless. They need to be aggressive. With the defense leading this team and the offense playing well, we're absolutely unbeatable unless we give these games away. We're done giving games away. We gave our last game away. The turnaround started 3 weeks ago. It continues today. The Chargers get back to 500. Like David said, they win today. They make the playoffs. David, last words?
Go out there and impose your will, gentlemen. Go out there and be physical with everything that you do from beginning to end. Melvin Gordon set the tone. Run these motherfuckers over.
Yes.
You run them over early, get in the end zone, break their will, and beat them down. Yeah. That's it.
Justin,
that's it.
Any last words from you?
Same with David saying. You have to have an attitude.
I gotta go, guys.
Thanks, David.
Go Bolts.
Go Bolts, baby.
Bolts. You have to have an attitude today from the get-go, from the jump, and we talked about that. You have to. If you're not a 3-4 team, go prove it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see today, and break their spirit. Break their spirit and let them know that this isn't us effing around anymore. This is how the Chargers are going to play each and every week.
Yeah, I love that. We're not fucking around anymore.
No, we're not. It's the games are over. Like the stupid, fumbling of balls and giving games away. Let the league know that that's done with. All this is done. Like get over that stuff and move forward. Because if you win today, the next stretch of 4 games are very favorable for you. Very favorable.
Yes, I agree with you completely. I'm really excited about this game. Once again, I want to thank everybody who's joined us listening live. David Andrade, thanks for your contributions in the chat room. David Drogemeyer from the San Diego Sports Domination podcast. He had to go, but thanks to him for joining us in our pregame shows this year.
He had to have his pit crew meeting.
Yeah.
he had to get out of there. They were leaking a little oil on turn 3. They needed to get situated.
That's so awesome.
It's an inside thing, guys.
It is an inside joke we were talking about before the show, but it's so funny. Justin, thanks. We have so much fun doing this. I want to invite everybody to join us. Every Sunday before the Chargers games, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Every Wednesday to review the Charger games and talk about all sorts of other San Diego Aztecs and Padres if they're playing. 7 o'clock till whenever we get tired and decide to finish. Sundays we're 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Listen to us every Sunday morning before the game. Record it and pop it in there before the game starts if you can't listen to us live. But everybody, thank you, of course, for joining us. We appreciate it. The reason why this is fun is from all the other people that are participating and listening. Justin, have yourself a fun Sunday, man.
Will do.
Go
I'll be
Bolts.
drinking beer, rooting for our boys.
I hope the Chargers win, number one. And second
sir.
on the list is if your fantasy team. I hope they do okay, too. But Charger victory is the most important thing.
Go Bolts, baby.
Right here. Go Bolts, man. Thanks, Justin.
Later, Chase.
Thank you for listening to the San Diego Sports Junkies, a show for fans by the fans. Brought to you by Cali Comfort, home of the low and slow barbecue, and SK Digital Imaging with Josh Taylor, Justin Smead, Jason Eidsmoe, and Mike Maciejewski. Subscribe to us on iHeartRadio, on Spreaker, and on iTunes. Visit SanDiegoSportsJunkies.com for all your Chargers, Padres, and Aztecs news.